Bobcats, did you miss the great North American eclipse? Not to worry, because we have live footage of the event.
Texas state enrollment is at an all-time high. Stay tuned to find out how the Department of Housing and Residential Life is handling it.
Do you like drinking one of these by the river? What about one of these? Well, starting May 1st, you're not going to be able to drink either of them unless you have a reusable cup.
There's a popular social media site, Think of the Sound That a Clock Makes, that's banned on campus computers. We asked some experts just what this means.
Plus, some favorite San Marcos music venues are open for business again. Hi, I'm Ezekiel Ramirez. Welcome to Bobcat Update.
And I'm Destiny Rajkumar. Thanks for joining us. Hey Ezekiel, did you do anything special to watch the eclipse?
You know, it was so cloudy out there. I think I spent more time trying to find the sun than anything. I couldn't even enjoy the eclipse. How about you?
That was pretty much the same experience for me, but we'll get him next time.
Exactly, right?
Reporter Jade Jacobo and videographer Ryan Rodriguez give us a look at how other people watch this historical light show.
Hi Bobcats, I'm currently in LBJ Mall, surrounded by my fellow students as we are about to witness the long-awaited solar eclipse. The university has canceled all classes that take place during the eclipse to ensure that everybody has the opportunity to enjoy today's natural phenomenon.
The university hosted an event that included free solar glasses, snacks, drinks, and music that really built up everyone's excitement to experience the great North American eclipse. Many students and faculty gathered to eat, dance, and grab a perfect viewing spot. I talked with a few students to hear what drew them to experience the eclipse on campus.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I didn't want to miss it. San Marcos is probably the best place to see it. I mean, where else am I going to go? And I want to be here at LBJ with everyone else.
Students were also able to shed some light on why they were happy to find out that their classes had been canceled.
Why would you want people to sit through, a twice, once-in-a-lifetime event?
I love it. My classes are canceled, and then other classes for the week were like, since your other classes are going to be a week behind, we're just going to cancel this one too.
All right, Bobcats, I have my glasses. Do you have yours?
A solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between the Earth and the Sun, creating a shadow that covers certain areas of the Earth and obscures the Sun's view for observers in the area. Despite the slightly overcast skies, students and faculty were able to see some astounding glimpses of the sun. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jade Jacobo.
You've probably heard that Texas State bought two existing apartment complexes right on the south edge of campus, Sanctuary Lofts and the Vistas. Right next to those are some small apartments and houses.
At least for now. Reporter Michelle Moreno and videographer Henry Carpenter found out the big plans that are going to be used for that space.
The Elms is an apartment complex right across from Texas State University. It's one of the only affordable housing units in all of San Marcos. It houses students and local residents, but its future is in jeopardy.
The studio apartments run for about $700 a month, and its close proximity to campus is one of its advantages. But tenants have voiced their concerns for the lack of upkeep around the complex.
It's cool. I like it here. It's a good location. We had some flooding issues a few times.
The Elms property, as well as another property along Lindsay and North Street, are currently wrapped up in a zoning conflict within City Council. This proposed zoning change would allow developer Matthew Kenyon to build a 7-story complex in its place.
I'm shocked. I had no idea until you knocked on my door.
We visited the City Council meeting to learn more.
There has to be a mutually beneficial way to allow the property owners to sell their land, the developer to build his housing, and yet still protect the neighborhood from future high-intensity development.
The public hearing consisted of San Marcos residents, both for and against the housing plan. Senior resident Jim Downey has lived in the Elms for almost a decade. He now shares his concerns about Kenyon's housing project.
I'm going to miss all the nice old houses built like right down the street. I've been looking around and I can't find anything more affordable.
After a strenuous meeting, the council members decided to postpone the decision to later this month. They plan to vote on the decision April 16th.
Those two apartment complexes the university bought are just 2 of the 5 housing options we didn't have before. Hilltop housing is supposed to be ready this fall, according to reporting in the University Star. Hilltop will actually be 2 dorm buildings, Alamito and Cibolo Halls. They'll house just over 1,000 beds. You can see those rising at the South LBJ entrance to campus, across from the bus stop. And James Street housing will be open a year later. It'll be next to Supple Science Building towards the west end of campus.
So there's a short video social media site that's really popular with lots of students and even some of our professors, but it's not so popular with state lawmakers. Reporter Ramez Cantu-Pena and videographer Caleb Tiemann clock in on this story.
TikTok, one of the world's largest social media platforms, has been causing controversy here at Texas State. On December 9, 2022, faculty, staff, and students received an email regarding TikTok no longer being allowed on campus network. We took to the quad to ask students their thoughts. One such student is Madison Batchman with an interesting opinion.
I do go to TikTok for a lot of my information, and I feel like if some of my professors had TikTok and were able to upload some of their lectures and stuff onto their own TikTok, it would be really beneficial to me and my learning.
In addition to students, we reached out to Texas State media professors, such as Dr. Nicole Stewart, for a more complete understanding.
I was following the potential talks of bans and all of that starting, I guess, in early 2023. This has kind of stemmed from the Biden administration putting a ban on TikTok with their own government devices. That then moved to different states saying that they were going to ban it on their state devices as well. Texas is obviously one of these states that has put this ban in. And Texas State is related to the state, which is why we're seeing that infiltrating down onto campus as well. Because of these bans, Shu Chao actually went in front of Congress many, many times. And he introduced something called Project Texas. And this proposed idea, Project Texas, Project Clover, was really meant to be a way to say, okay, we're gonna move the data local, we're gonna keep it local, we're gonna minimize our transportation out.
Regardless of legislation or school policy, TikTok will remain popular here on campus and all around the U.S. I'm Ramez Cantu with Bobcat Update.
There's a ban of a different kind around here. This one comes from City of San Marcos.
Yeah, it's a new law that limits what you can bring to city parks, including Sewell Park right here on campus. Reporter Jack Lieber and videographer Javier Villalba popped the lid on this story.
San Marcos City Council recently passed an ordinance that will ban single-use beverage containers from public waterways and riverfront parks. The ordinance, known as the Can Ban, prohibits cans as well as plastic and glass bottles from areas near the San Marcos River. The Can Ban will go into effect on May 1st, but don't worry, the first year of the ordinance will serve as an education period where no tickets will be given out for violations. I spoke to Texas State University student Jude Villarreal and Sewell Park regular Matthew about what they thought of the Can Ban.
I mean, I think it's fair because, around here, it's a big college city, so, there's not, really people, not saying there's no mature people, but there's more people to go out there and litter rather than going to throw it in a recycle bin or a trash bin.
The Can Ban will also set size restrictions on ice coolers on public waterways to 30 quarts per person.
I tend to bring an ice chest, or I just put it in my backpack because I know there's some trash can around or a recycle bin around that I can just throw it away.
Areas that are affected by the Can Ban will be marked as no zones, while areas where single-use containers are okay to use will be marked as go zones.
I think it does make sense because I have seen a couple cans and stuff like that, and I feel like we should keep this river pretty clean. It's a beautiful river, it's a beautiful spot. Everybody's walking around barefoot, you don't want metal in your foot, you know what I mean, like that. So, I feel like it's pretty good.
For more information about the Can Ban, visit sanmarcostx.gov. From Bobcat Update, I'm Jack Lieber.
The city of San Marcos just set up another rule for some local parks. 4 hiking trails are closed until the end of May. It's to protect the endangered bird, the golden-cheeked warbler. City leaders ask hikers to respect the closures and to help with efforts to protect the bird. So if you can't hike some popular trails, you might be looking for another way to get a workout in and have some fun.
Even better if you can earn some course credit for it. Reporter Jamie Gammon and videographer Sergio Guzman found an exercise class that scores a 10.
Registration for the fall 2024 semester opened up just this past week here for the Bobcats, and every student is required to take an elective before they graduate. Whether you want to take musical theater, self-defense, or even bowling, there's something for you.
The class is hosted at Sunset Bowling Lanes by instructor Terry Gilbert Perkins and Mary Gilbert. In these classes, students will learn the fundamentals from proper form to scoring.
Everyone's like really nice and chill. Yeah, no, I was scared because I haven't bowled in a really long time, but like everyone's like super nice and always like cheering each other on.
The class consists of a 15-minute lecture going over the basics, followed by 2 games to allow students to practice. Most games consist of team play, allowing them to develop their skill.
Since it is beginner bowling, I would say you need to have some sort of idea because the class moves very fast and the average is part of your grade, so I'd recommend at least having like a look.
College life represents a hectic time for all students. Classes like bowling will allow students to take a break from challenging courses, while also allowing them to have working knowledge of a game they can share later on with others.
The deadline for registration is July 31st without any fees, so get to it, Bobcats. And I'm Jamie Gammon with Bobcat Update.
Ezekiel, do you have a favorite music venue?
You know, there are so many great choices, I really can't just choose one. There's so many great choices out there.
Yeah, I agree. Well, next we explore the lively local music scene that echoes through the square.
And if you're like me and absolutely positively just have to have coffee, you have a couple new choices.
Let's take a deep dive into the beating heart of campus, the LBJ Student Center.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
San Marcos has always had a pretty robust live music scene. That slowed down a bit during the pandemic.
But some of those doors are reopened and the stages are lit again. Reporter Daniel Robledo and videographer Kaden Carpenter took care of our cover charge and gave us a look at the music scene.
It has been 1 year since the COVID-19 pandemic came to an end and venues around town seem to be flooding with people to see live music. We were able to talk to Justice James of JJ and the 45s to hear his perspective of the live music scene here in town.
There are a lot of just real people in it. Just like everyone you meet is a good person. And they're going to come support you whether they like your music or not, to be completely honest with you. They could think you suck. And they go, that's my buddy, I'm gonna come see him when he's here. Or if you live here in San Marcos, it's like, I don't have anything going on Thursday, my buddy's playing this bar. Let's go check him out.
Other bands are on the come up, such as Scarin' Folks, whose fans bring it at every gig with headbanging and moshing galore. I was lucky enough to chat with Caleb Gordon on his view of the local scene.
The talent, 100% the talent. There's so many fantastic bands showing up. Like, I have friends that just show so much dedication to the craft and such. And it's almost inspired myself. Granted, I'm, dog water. I'm not really good, but I've been trying to at least start myself because it's almost infectious. Like, once you start going to one of these shows, it's just infectious to kind of keep going to it. It's another pandemic. I don't know what you want to say.
You can follow Scarin' Folks and JJ and the 45s on Instagram and see what they have coming up. For Bobcat Update, I'm Daniel Robledo.
On the topic of live music, Texas State University's Riverfest returned Thursday, April 11th after an 8-year hiatus. Riverfest is an outdoor music festival at Sewell Park exclusively for Texas State students. This year's Riverfest was headlined by rapper Tyga and featured performances by several local artists. There were also several food and drink vendors on site, as well as activities such as rock climbing walls, airbrush tattoos, and more. Some other doors also just opened on the square, but these are more early morning places rather than late night music venues.
Yeah, they're new coffee shops, 2 of them, and Destiny and I got to go check them out. Weren't they great?
I definitely think so, but I might be biased because I love coffee.
Located on University Drive, a new coffee shop is brewing with business. Crater Coffee is a cafe that specializes in Turkish coffee. Manager Jill Kraus says unlike other places, these drinks are made from scratch.
Especially like prepared Turkish coffee, you can get a lot of just powder and made the lame way, but we make it the nice way.
Kraus thinks students can make this their new study spot.
If you are looking for somewhere that you can sit comfortably for several hours and just sip at your coffee, it's a great place for that.
It was a really cozy and welcoming atmosphere.
Texas State alumni Alyssa Shirey says that this was her first time here, but definitely not her last.
I would recommend it for people who kind of want like a low-key, quiet study space.
Crater Coffee is open every day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Just come check us out. There's a lot of seating and a lot of spaces for friends and stuff like that.
And if Turkish coffee isn't really your style, there's always another option. On the Grind is a New Braunfels drive-thru based company that opened its very first location here in San Marcos on Acorena Springs Drive. This drive-in opened in late March. It's quick and on the go. On the Grind serves hot, iced, and blended coffees. They also have a variety of lemonades, smoothies, shakes, and more.
We have basically like a little bit of everything for every type of coffee drinker.
On the Grind barista, Ivan Morales says that his staff wants to make the work environment as friendly as possible.
I think what sets us apart is that we really just like to treat everyone like we're all just friends.
On the Grind is open from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday and Sunday, and open from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
Come by, just give us a smile and wave and come check us out.
For students looking to get their coffee from somewhere new, these options may be what you're looking for. For Bobcat Update, I'm Ezekiel Ramirez. Each year, the LBJ Student Center launches an informational campaign to educate students about the features and services available to us all. Reporter Kai Woods and videographer Jillian Satoff introduce us to this year's theme, Deep in the Heart of Campus.
I'm Kai Woods with Bobcat Update, and today we're at the LBJ Student Center discussing the 2024 campaign, Deep in the Heart of Campus. This campaign focuses not only on student experiences, but those of faculty, alumni, and staff. From the moment they step on campus to the moment they walk across the stage, this campaign showcases how the LBJ Student Center is the heart of campus.
Meet Riley, the creative mind behind the stunning red heart design for the Deep in the Heart campaign. Drawing inspiration from the rich history of our university and the vibrant community and energy of the Student Center.
When I was developing the design for the campaign, I wanted to make something that reflected that culture, history, and life all in one. I wanted to bring those in by using physical aspects of the building. And it also drew inspiration from avocado decorations and Mexican culture, since Texas State is a Hispanic serving institution. I'm from Colorado, so from being out of state, RBJ has really helped Texas State become my home away from home.
Camila and Katia, a dynamic duo of twins who share the bond of sisterhood, but also happen to work at the LBJ Student Center. For these two, their roles aren't just jobs. They're pathways to making a difference in the lives of their fellow students and growing as individuals.
Once I started working here, I genuinely fell in love with graphic design, and it made me really excited for what my future might look like later. Being able to study and also work here and practice those skills is shaping my future in a way where I'm looking forward to it, and I don't feel sad to my duty now. I work at the information desk on the second floor, and I consider it a fun experience. I really enjoy meeting new people, especially whenever I work in the summer. It was the first time I had really worked there. I really love my job. I love my coworkers, and I really like that I was working in the same building too. Yeah, it's that building. I can go to George's and chill. I can go to one of the floors and fall asleep. I can do anything here, and I like that. For Bobcat Update, I'm Kyle Woods.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Bobcat Update.
Keep an eye out for more student news, and we'll see you soon.